president said his CIA nominee, John Brennan, helped him create the strategy that has devastated the leadership of al-Qaeda. Senior correspondent John Miller, a former deputy director of national intelligence, is with us. John, thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning.
We were just talking.
Thank you, sir. Nice to be back.
We were just talking with Senator Cleland about Senator Hagel being nominated as defense secretary, John Brennan to head the CIA. What does this tell us about what President Obama wants in his new national security team for the second term?
Well, I think with both of these nominations, especially Brennan, what the administration is saying is we thought of these people the first time around and didn't want to get in a messy fight. And now as we go into a second term, we don't care. Yeah. We're going to pick the people we want, and we think we can get them through. That doesn't mean a confirmation process is going to be pretty, but they seem confident. What they're looking for from John Brennan is somebody who can hit the ground running, which is somebody who's already been on the planes, met all the world leaders, worked in the CIA, understands counterterrorism first, understands espionage and the rest of it, and that makes him a very rare candidate.
He's the man who was pushing for these drone attacks.
He is one of the architects of the drone process. He didn't invent it, but as it went to use, he is one of the key people who built the rules around it and the processes for it, and the fact that these strikes had to be approved through a process at the White House level.
Do you believe, as director of the CIA, he will be enthusiastic about a more paramilitary CIA?
I think what John Brennan has probably come to learn in the transition through his last 2 or 3 jobs, the CIA, the National Counterterrorism Center, and the White House Counterterrorism Advisor, is that the shape and size of war has changed. That it's not just today about putting a big green machine of 20 or 40 or 50,000 soldiers in a place. It's about using intelligence from satellites, from signals intelligence, from human sources, and careful deployment of special forces and other tools from the air like drones that can take care of a problem in a place.
Yeah, so I have 2 questions. One is on the drones and one is on the enhanced interrogation policy. First, on the drones, there's an interesting section in the Washington Post today which points out how much the drone attacks have soared under President Obama and John Brennan, who served under him. 390 in the past decade in Pakistan and Yemen, and 340 of those were under Obama and Brennan while Brennan was serving him. What does that say? I mean, is Brennan partly responsible for these drone attacks? What does that say about, people are very critical of these drone attacks?
Well, success has many fathers and controversy has fewer. The drone attacks bring both. Mm-hmm. So here is a process that was really kind of fathered and nurtured by Mike Hayden when he was the director of the CIA at the very tail end of the Bush administration. And John Brennan comes in at the beginning of the Obama administration and builds some White House and policy process around it. But that's what soared. But it's also one of the reasons there are very few al-Qaeda leaders walking around today.
Okay, so we've gone from Leon Panetta to David Petraeus briefly, and now, if John Brennan is confirmed, John Brennan. Is the CIA changing?
The CIA has changed drastically, Charlie, but one of the discussions about John Brennan is going to be, aside from the counterterrorism, paramilitary, and drone world, they also got to get back to regular spying.
Yes.
All right, John Miller, thank you.